Junior 4, Concept 1, Lesson 2, Part B, Plant Adaptations. Remember that we have two types of adaptations. First, structural adaptation. Second, behavioral adaptation. First, structural adaptation means change in body structure of living organism to help it survive. Second, behavioral adaptation means change in behaviors or acts of living organism to help it survive.
Now we will study two different big trees that grow in two different environments, which are savanna and Amazon rainforest. Savanna, such as Southern African savanna, it is a grassland habitat with a mild temperature. It is characterized by extreme lack of water during the dry season. Acacia tree is a big tree that grows in savanna. Most large plants cannot grow in this habitat due to the drought conditions, as the dry season lasts half a year.
The second example from Amazon rainforest, such as Amazon rainforest of Brazil. It's rainy most of the year, so it's easy to find water. It's also characterized by strong winds. Kapok tree, it's a big tree that grows in Amazon rainforest. It's hard for some plants in this habitat to reach sunlight due to the extra tall trees growing up to 70 meters tall. Adaptation of two different big trees to survive in their different environments.
Number 1. Acacia tree, umbrella-shaped tree. Acacia is adapted to survive through many months of drought in its environment as follows. Habitat: Southern African savanna. Structural adaptation. First, leaves. Tiny leaves grow on the top of the tree to help them hold water while soaking up absorbing sunlight needed to make food. There are sharp spines around the leaves to prevent animals from eating these leaves. Second, trunk. A very long trunk, so most animals except giraffe cannot reach its leaves to feed on. Note, the trunk in acacia tree stores water as the hump in the camel stores fat. Third, root. A very long root called taproot that grows directly downward to search for water as deep as 35 meters below the soil surface. Second, behavioral adaptation. Acacia tree can defend itself as follows. It produces a poison when an animal begins eating its leaves to make the leaves taste very bad to keep this animal away. It sends a smelly message in the wild to warn other acacia trees nearby, telling them to start making the same poison.
Number 2. Kapok tree, umbrella-shaped tree. Kapok is adapted to survive in its environment through structural and behavioral adaptations as follows. Its habitat is Amazon rainforest of Brazil. First, structural adaptation. Leaves. Hand-shaped leaves with narrow parts to allow wind to move more gently through leaves without tearing them. Roots. Large wide roots called buttress roots. Buttress roots are not planted deeply in the ground, but they grow high up on its trunk to hold the tree firmly in soggy soil or wet, muddy soil. Note that buttress roots can start up to 5 meters above the ground. Finally, seeds. Kapok tree has fluffy yellow seeds to be easily carried by wind across the forest. Second, behavioral adaptation. Kapok tree has delicious smelling flowers to send messages through the wind to attract pets towards it. Now it's time to check your understanding. Choose the correct answer. Number 1. Sending a smelling message from acacia tree to warn other acacia trees is considered A. Only structural, B. Only behavioral, C. Both structural and behavioral, D. Neither structural nor behavioral. The right answer will be only behavioral. Number 2. The structural adaptation of Kapok tree is that A. It has delicious smelling flowers. B. It has patterns roots. C. It has sharp spine around the leaves. D. It has a long taproot. The right answer will be it has patterns roots. Plant scientist. The scientist who studies plants is known as botanist.
Now let's have more examples for structural adaptation in plant.
This plant is called mangrove tree. Its habitat is salt water. Structural adaptation: it has long and strong roots. The reason? To resist the water waves.
The plant below is water lily. Its habitat is weakland fresh water. Structural adaptation: it has wide, fluting leaves to absorb a large amount of sunlight.
Our third example is pine tree. Its habitat is snow. Structural adaptation: the pine tree has number 1, a triangular shape and short branches to allow the snow to slide easily over it, so its branches don't break. Number 2, needle leaves to prevent the loss of the water. The plant below is palm tree. Its habitat is desert. Structural adaptation: it has thick roots and small leaves to resist the strong winds. The last example that we have in this lesson is Barbary fig. Its habitat is desert. Structural adaptation: it has sharp spines and tough outer cover to prevent animals from eating its leaves and fruits. From the previous table, we can conclude that number 1, all plants have roots, stems, trunks, and leaves. Number 2, plants differ in their structure and shape of their roots, stems, and leaves to adapt the environmental conditions to survive and grow in their environments.
And now try to answer the question, what happens if plants were placed in different environments?
Well, these plants which placed in different environment may die or may adapt the new environmental conditions to survive and grow in their new environments. Now it's time to check your understanding. Both true or false. Number 1, palm tree has short roots and big leaves. The answer will be false. Number 2, water lily plant lives in salt water. The answer will be false. Number 3, mangrove tree has long and strong roots to help the plant to resist the water waves. The answer will be true. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel to support us. And if you have any question, just write it in comments. See you next lesson.